Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Wattpad Book Club. I'm your host, Fiends, and today I got my lovely friend over here, Joline, and we're gonna be reading Bowluigi today. I'm so excited!
Bowluigi!
Yeah, literally, I couldn't remember the meme, so I didn't send it to you today. But it was like, the meme was like, I can't go on, but Bowluigi. That's how I felt.
Oh wow. I'm glad you're... Every time I open the thing, the music starts playing and I'm scared. The Ace Attorney music just starts playing. It's frightening me.
Yeah, Ace Attorney is pretty scary. They have lawyers in there.
They have lovers?
I mean, that too. I mean, they have lawyers. That's what I said.
Oh god, lawyers.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are hot. Like, have you seen some of them?
I'm sure.
Yeah. You at least seen Miles Edgeworth. That guy is a piece of cake. At least in my opinion, but I know don't ever judge me when I say like a character's hot, because you see my roster. It's not a good roster. But yeah, I'm so excited to read more about Luigi, because we left off and like, I don't want to say it's like a cliffhanger, but I'm like intrigued. I'm like, I need to know more of the story. I need to know what the fuck else is going on here.
Think about how far we've come.
I know. We're at chapter 1. And now we're like 20 episodes in of Bowluigi.
We're chapter 38.
Let's fucking go, man.
Woo!
Yes. Shattered Deceit. I still think Peach is possessed, and that's why she acted the way that she did. Yeah. Well, I mean, you fucking already know the answer. You're already caught up with this shit, but like...
I'm not caught up. I'm only like 20 chapters ahead.
So you know what most of the plot points are? Because what's the finished chapter number?
I think the last chapter is 64.
64? We're halfway? Oh no. This is gonna be the longest series.
It's going to be, and I'm excited for it.
This shit gonna be 40 episodes. And it's gonna be longer than some LPs. Alright, I have a coin. Would you like to call it for who gets to read first?
Tails.
Alright. It's Tails! It landed immediately down. It didn't even try to spin.
Oh wow.
They knew. They were like, Joline had a rough day today. What she needs is some Bowluigi.
Oh.
God knew.
The click-clack of heels reverberated through the hallways. Each ascended a short flight of stairs and entered her study. With a heavy heart, she removed her veil and sank into the chair behind her desk, her face buried in her hands. Chisworth entered the room and closed the door behind him, his aged frame leaning on his cane as he addressed her. How do you wish to proceed, Princess? Oh, Your Highness. Peach remained silent and motionless, her mind a chaotic whirlwind of emotion that refused to settle. The room seemed to grow colder and heavier, as if a dark cloud had descended upon them. After a long moment of oppressive silence, Chisworth broke the tension by placing an object on her desk. Startled, Peach looked up and inquired, "What is that?" Her voice seemed to echo, as if multiple voices were speaking in unison. "I found this in the throne room when we were attempting to apprehend Luigi," Chisworth replied. The weathered pages of the journal hinted at a frequent use, as if the owner had flipped through them countless times. Peach barely spared a glance, choosing not to touch it. Chisworth, seated across from her, remarked, "Possession of this journal alone could warrant charges of espionage, or even treason if you decide to pursue it." Peach hesitated, pointing out, "But he's currently in Sarasaland, under my uncle's jurisdiction." Chisworth nodded, responding, "I'm aware of that. I'll prepare an extradition request. Trust me, I will rectify this situation." His words lingered in Peach's mind, giving rise to a multitude of thoughts and voices. "We could fix this. We could turn things back around. Luigi's wrong. He doesn't understand what we've been through." I'm tired. So tired. I just want to be left alone. Enchanted broke silence of voices swirling in his mind. At this moment, she knew that she must concentrate on her next strategic move. Deceiving Uncle Roark was not an option, so she pondered on how to minimize the impact of her act. Perhaps shifting blame onto Bowser, who lacked credibility in the Allied court, would be the easiest route. Alternatively, discrediting Luigi, a possibility within Peach's grasp, could also be considered. However, such actions carry risk. Ultimately, Peach decided to destroy the evidence before her, freeing herself from the source of judgment. A knock disturbed her thoughts. Chiswick stood up and answered the door, ready to dismiss whoever was behind it. However, he froze at the sight. A shy guy in dark uniform awaited him, the unblinking mask bore into his soul. He presented the advisor with a letter. Queen Peach's presence is requested in Sarasaland. Chiswick took the letter. For what purpose? He asked. A trial, the Imperial Guard responded. The Koopa King has struck a bargain with the Emperor. He intends to absolve himself of a charge. Peach bolted to her feet, eyes wide. Chiswick froze at the guard's words. The shy guy bowed his head. I have one last task, he said. His Imperial Majesty sends a personal message. Be aware that a most grave truth will be revealed. The consequences of your past have caught up to you. Mario jogged towards his room, exhausted from the day's activities. He'd been running around at the Imperial Guard ever since Luigi left, and that had been quite the adventure. Jesus Christ. How could they patrol the city in this sweltering heat? Then again, they lived here all their lives. Still, it was hard to believe that someone could get used to living here. He struggled with the fact that, even back on Earth, right now, he wanted a shower and the coldest pitcher of hibiscus tea that the palace had to offer. Maybe some aloe vera, because he's pretty sure his face and back of his neck are sunburned. The hero in red hissed slightly at the stinging pains as he climbed up the steps to his room. Ignoring this, Mario entered his room, only to be shocked by the presence of Toad and Toadette sitting comfortably in the sitting area. The two mushrooms looked stressed. Mario raised an eyebrow. Hi guys, he asked. Toad looked up and waved at him. Hi Mario! The man raised his hands and scrunched up his face in confusion. It would seem Toad wasn't going to give him a straight answer on why he was here. Mario glanced around the room, trying to make sense of it. Toadette spoke up, her voice trembling slightly. Hey. With a slight wave, Mario walked towards them and sat on the couch. He poured himself a drink and helped himself to one of them. So, he began, what are you two doing here? Where's Luigi? Yeah, about Luigi, Toad said. When were you going to tell us that he and Bowser were a thing? Mario spat his drink and sputtered, trying to regain his composure. Both mushroom citizens stared at him in confusion as he coughed. The human grabbed one of the napkins and wiped his mouth. I'm sorry, what? He asked between coughs. Toad opened his mouth to speak, but Toadette smacked his arm, effectively silent. The woman glared at him before returning her attention to Mario. We're here because Peach has been acting erratically. She did something, and the time to face the consequences of her actions. Mario leaned forward. What did she do? He asked. I am under the Imperial decree not to go into Toadette said with a sigh. The full extent of the situation will be discussed in 3 days, but I can say that Luigi will be supporting King Bowser through it. Okay. What does that have to do with my brother seemingly having a thing with Bowser? His mind was racing at that. He knew Luigi had an interest in someone, but he would have never guessed. Oh wait. Oh stars. Mario's stupid as hell. Of course Luigi would go for Bowser. His brother had a thing for strong, scary types, and knowing his brother's taste, it made sense they would go for the biggest, scariest kahuna this world had to offer. Toadette moved to his side. We don't know what for sure. Toad's just assuming, she said. No, I'm not, he retorted. When we got here, the first thing he wanted to do was find Bowser. We convinced him not to, but apparently the king had a meeting with the Emperor. The second he saw him, he made a beeline for him. The two seemed pretty lovey-dovey in the throne room. Mario took up his cap. Look, I just keep thinking about lovey-dovey and like little toads shimming your shoulders and like glancing about, you know?
Yeah.
We don't actually know, Toadette replied and winked. Now that I think about it, he could be with Bowser. Mario stood and began to pace, not sure how to feel about any of this. Peach was in some sort of trouble. Something was going on behind the scenes, and he was pretty much left in the dark. Plus, add the fact that Luigi was in some sort of relation with Bowser, and it was all kind of confusing. The mushroom just assured him that everything would get cleared out soon, and not to worry about it. Mario took a deep breath and put his cap back on, trying to steady himself. He had faced countless challenges, but this was something entirely new. The right thing to do was wait for this trial to begin, and then talk to Luigi afterward. Do you think Bowser would teach us how to build these if I asked? Princess Daisy inquired. Not a chance, Your Highness. The soldier replied, not a chance, Your Highness, replied before walking away. Daisy leaned up against the railing of the airship. A slight frown on her face, and her half-cape fluttered in the wind. She couldn't help but imagine Jerusalem would benefit from these advanced methods of transportation. Perhaps they could even expand their territory into the dry desert, but oh well. She knew she would have to simply enjoy this brief journey while it lasted. The airship glided gracefully over the great poison pond, a sight that filled Daisy with a sense of awe. The toxic purple waters below shimmered in the sunlight, casting an eerie yet captivating glow. Daisy had always known of the treacherous reputation of this area, but never did she imagine herself flying over it, especially not on a mission to rescue the previous Koopa Queen. The reality of the situation seemed surreal to Daisy. She struggled to comprehend how Claudia ended up amid the poisonous pond. Feelings of guilt weighed heavily on her mind. For years, Daisy harbored nothing but animosity towards Bowser, believing him to be responsible for the deaths of her aunt and uncle. She had even attempted to take his life in a misguided attempt to avenge them. However, as events unfolded, Daisy began to realize that her assumptions were unfounded, and she was doing him a favor. The airship gracefully descended upon the lush island, causing Daisy to move away from the railing and lean against the main mast. Her hand rested on the great sword strapped to her side, a precautionary measure despite her lack of intention to use it. Uncertain of Claudia's state of mind after years of isolation, Daisy deemed it better to be safe than sorry. Ooh, hold on. I keep sniffling. Ooh.
It's all good.
Forgive
It's sixth season.
As the airship touched down, Daisy rose to her feet and issued a command to healers on standby. The crew acknowledged her order with nods of their heads, prompting the princess to swiftly disembark. A Shy Guy and a Koopa Troopa followed closely behind. The island's vibrant landscape, filled with towering trees and exotic flowers, took Daisy by surprise. It was astonishing to see such abundant life thriving amid a seemingly toxic environment. Pushing aside her astonishment, Daisy focused on the task at hand. Something big seemed to be quickly approaching. A Koopa walked across the tree line and quickly made their way to her. Queen Claudia seems to be stable, they said. Daisy sighed in relief. That's good to know. We have healers on standby that can confirm that, she replied. Where is she? She's wary of people. I've stayed with her. Bring her up to speed. Her Highness only inquired about King Bowser during that time. Considering she's been completely cut off from the rest of the world, it was understandable that her first thing she asked about was her family's well-being. Daisy recognized that reuniting Claudia with Bowser would be a delicate situation, yet crucial for their future. As the crowned princess scanned the area for the royal Koopa, she spotted Claudia standing half-hidden behind a tree. Her long, wild hair cascaded down to her waist, and her red eyes and gold scales confirmed her identity as Bowser's mother. What caught Daisy off guard most was Claudia's missing. How had she survived such a severe injury? Though the wound appeared old, Daisy made a mental note to have the healers examine it as soon as they reached the ship. Daisy approached Claudia slowly, ensuring her movements were calm and non-threatening. The last thing she wanted was to startle the already wary. "Your Highness," Daisy began, "I'm Princess Daisy. It is an honor to meet you." The Royal Koopa's red eyes flicked up to meet Daisy, a mixture of suspicion and curiosity evident in them. She remained silent, her posture tense and defensive. "We have healers on standby to attend to any of your needs," Daisy continued. "I can imagine you've been through a lot. We want to help you in any way we can." Claudia's gaze softened slightly, but she did not speak. Daisy took a step closer, careful not to intrude too much into Claudia's space. Judging from the other scars around her body, this was a woman who had seen war and won. The last thing she wanted to do was inadvertently provoke her into a fight. "Bowser will be so relieved to see you," Daisy said, taking a different approach. "He's been worried about you for a long time." At the mention of her son, Claudia's eyes filled with a glimmer of hope and longing. She took a hesitant step forward, and then another one, until she stood just a few feet away from Daisy. "Bowser, my son," Claudia finally, her voice forced and diffused. Is he well?" Daisy nodded, offering a reassuring, "Yes, he's well. He's been waiting for this moment for so long. Let's get you to the ship, and we could reunite you with him." Claudia nodded slowly, her wariness beginning to fade. Daisy gestured for her to follow, and they made their way towards the ship. As they walked, Daisy couldn't help but marvel at the strength and resilience Claudia must have possessed to survive all these years of injuries. When they reached the ship, the healers were already waiting. They immediately set to work, checking Claudia's old wound and making sure she was in stable condition. Claudia endured the examination with quiet dignity, her eyes constantly darting around as if expecting danger at any moment. Daisy sat by Claudia's side as the healers carefully wrapped her amputated arm in bandages, soaked in soothing ointment. The wound had long since healed, but it was evident that the healing process must have been rushed and forced. Claudia had somehow managed to cauterize it herself, a testament to her resilience and determination to survive. "You must have been through so much," Daisy said softly, her eyes filled with empathy as she observed the healer's work. "To endure such pain and still find the strength to go on. You're incredibly strong." Claudia looked at Daisy, her eyes reflecting a mix of pain and gratitude. "I did what I had to do," she replied, her voice still hoarse but gaining strength. "I was going back home, to my family, one way or another. Just never thought it would take this long." Daisy nodded, admiring Claudia's resolve. "Well, the worst has come to pass. One last thing needs to be done, and you could go home, back to the Dark Land." Claudia met Daisy's gaze with unwavering determination. "What do you need from me, Princess Daisy?" Her tone, her stance, this woman had been through hell and back, seen death in the eye and defied it. Daisy felt a surge of admiration and respect. This was the kind of ruler she aspired to be one day. The Crown Princess laced her fingers and stood straight. "King Bowser will need your assistance in a trial. Do you think you could handle it?" she asked. Claudia chuckled dryly. "Give me a day to recover and and I'll bring the courts to their knees." Daisy smiled. "Then let's get you to Sarasa Land." Bowser paced around the room, smoke leaving his nostrils. Every single one of his nerves was shot with anxiety, his heavy footfalls echoing in the dimly lit chamber, and the sound punctuating his deep, grumbling breath. Bowser's mind raced with thoughts of the upcoming, his usual bravado eclipsed by the weight of uncertainty. Luigi sat nearby, watching as Bowser paced. He couldn't help but feel a twinge of sympathy for the king, for all of this had to be so stressful for him. Luigi wanted to comfort him, but Bowser was so tense. Leaving him to pace was for the best. He couldn't imagine what it was like to suddenly learn that the mother you had thought passed away was actually alive. Bowser finally came to a halt, his massive form casting a long shadow across the room. He turned to Luigi, his eyes burning with a mix of fear and determination. "Luigi," he rumbled, his voice raw with emotion. "I don't know what to do. What do I say to the mother I thought was gone forever?" Luigi took a deep breath, standing up to face Bowser. "I think you just have to be honest with her. Tell her everything you felt, everything you've been through. She's your mother. She'll understand." Bowser's eyes softened slightly, and he gave a slow nod. "But what if she doesn't want to see me? What if she blames me for everything?" Luigi placed a comforting hand on Bowser's arm. "You don't know until you try. And no matter what happens, you won't have to face it alone. I'll be here for you, every step of the way."
Jolene, this is so cute, I might kill myself.
I know! Bro, same! Bro, let's get in the car and drive off the fucking bridge!
Let's do it! Let's get Taco Bell first before we do anything now.
Wait. Taco Bell or Bar Taco?
Bar Taco before we kill ourselves.
Yeah, I gotta try it at least once.
Yeah, try it once, you give your rating, and then we drive off a cliff.
Bowser looked down at Luigi, a flicker of gratitude in his eyes, and he put a hand on Luigi's face and purred. Feeling hold on.
Yo, is this bitch purred?
He's purring?
I didn't know it was a damn cat.
Feeling some of his anxieties calming down. Before Luigi could respond, a loud knock echoed through the chamber. Both of them turned towards the door, their hearts pounding in unison. Adrenaline surged through him. His heartbeat was so loud he could hear nothing. He couldn't hear anything else. It all happened quickly. The second he heard the knock, Bowser let go of Luigi and rushed forward. The air seemed to thicken, and time slowed as the king's massive frame hurtled towards the door. Luigi, caught off guard, stumbled back, watching the scene unfold with bated breath. The door flew open under Bowser's under Bowser's force, revealing a towering figure with part of her torso wrapped in bandages, scales glistening in the dim light. He skidded to a halt just before colliding with her, his chest heaving with a mix of exertion and emotion. Claudia stood motionless, her eyes locked onto his, with a look that was both stern and tender. Luigi, recovering from his surprise, quickly followed Bowser to the doorway, standing a few paces behind him. The room seemed to hold its breath as mother and son faced each other, years of separation and unspoken words hanging heavily between them. Claudia extended a clawed hand, and for a moment, the world seemed to shrink just to the two of them. Bowser reached out, his hand trembling as it met hers. The contact sent a visible shudder through Bowser, his bravado forgotten. Words could not describe how happy he felt to see her again, to hug her and to hear her voice again. The years of separation, the uncertainty and pain, melted away as he pulled her into a tight embrace. Claudia wrapped her arms around him, her touch firm yet gentle, her presence a comforting balm to Bowser's frayed nerve. Bowser buried his face in her shoulder, his eyes squeezing shut as he savored the moment. His heart, once heavy with fear and doubt, now swelled with joy that he hadn't known for years. He felt the warmth of her scales, the rhythm of her breathing, and for a fleeting moment, he was a child again, safe in his mother's arms. The silence in the room was profound, broken only by the soft, unsteady breath of Bowser. Luigi remained still, understanding the depth of this reunion, delicate balance of emotions at play. The bond between mother and son, long severed by time and circumstance, was beginning to mend, stitch by painful stitch.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Real.
Real.
Real for that.
There's even a comment on here that says, "Damn it, I'm crying now." That's how I was clutching my heart. Why is there more Phoenix Wright music? Oh, because they're doing the trial. That's why. That's why there's Phoenix Wright music. Why did it take me this long? It took me a week.
Okay, wait. Before, let me tell you about my ad. It's about like this, like it's like AI chatting, like fake boyfriend type stuff. And there's this dude. His name is Ethan. He goes, "Are you awake?" And then it lets me type a response. So I just go, "Bitch." And he goes, "Can I ask you a question?" And I'm trying to type no, but it won't let me.
Damn. Bitch.
I should have typed KYS off the bat.
You should have. How does a bot come? Yeah. I don't know how a bot can come back from the. Like, how could you say that? We haven't even met. Like, we're still strangers. Opening statements. Oh God. Hold on, I'm locking the fuck in. Alright, I'm locked in. I cannot be locked out now. 3 days have passed. Princess Peach, Queen Bean, and Chief Cranky. Cranky's back! I can't wait to do my old man impression. We're the first to arrive. Delegates from the other allied kingdoms, the rulers, who couldn't make it on such short notice, also arrived in Sarasaland. The citizens watched the carriages pass by from their homes, anxious from the upcoming trial and what could mean for the future. The grand hall of Sarasaland's palace was bustling with activity. Quarters? And guards scurried about, ensuring that everything was in place for the upcoming trial. The air was thick with anticipation and a hint of unease, as the citizens and delegates alike knew the importance of the proceedings. While others waited in their provided rooms, others busied themselves with work. Bowser readied himself, but in the airship, kneeling before a summoning what? Okay. Reading and organizing the papers that came through. Finally, with Imperial permission, they were able to contact the Darklands after so long. It felt nice to be able to talk to his kingdom again, after all things considered. All letters, seals, and other documents were placed into a box. While the king did that, Luigi spoke with the prince, who was none too happy about being left behind. He knew something big was about to happen on the account of Kamek's absence and the fact that his army was going to look after him. "Why do I get to stay behind?" Junior complained. Luigi put a hand on his shoulder. "Your father and I have a very important meeting. It could help our nerves if you stayed here where it's safe," he replied. His son had gone through quite a bit, and Luigi wanted to limit that as much as possible. Junior had sneaked around Peach's castles months ago. He saw a bit of combat in Kong Country, both against the Kremlings and dealing with the giant eel. The last thing a 10-year-old needed was to witness an emotional trial such as this one. Junior would know about his mother when he was older. Junior crossed his arms. "I want to go with you and Dad." You can't leave me here. Bowser Jr., my decision is final. Wow, what is that? Luigi standing up? Alright. He's assessing his role as stepdad very well. Junior's
hey, you get...
Yeah. I need it. I want to get to the end of the chapter. I want to get to the end of the story where they're married and happy and maybe they have another kid that's like adopted or something with Junior. Please. Junior's eyes widened in shock at Luigi's stern tone. It was rare for his father to be so firm with him. He opened his mouth to protest again, but was silenced by the resolve in Luigi's eyes. "This isn't up for debate," Luigi continued, his voice softened, but still firm. "We need you to be safe, Junior. It's not because we don't want you with us, but it's because we love you.
You're catching that, right?
Yeah, that he said his father, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
I was like, shit. On my knees, ripping my shirt with the fucking alpha wolf thing. Over that dumb fucking Roderick meme. Where he's like,
yes.
That's us. His father's words seemed to finally sink in. Yeah, his father, right? Luigi offered further words of reassurance. After all, if the Allied Kingdoms believed Bowser's words and ruled in his favor, they would be able to go back to the Darklands. The Koopa army would use some time back home. As Luigi led Bowser towards the others, Junior couldn't shake the uneasy feeling in his stomach, but they took comfort in his father's words, holding on to the hope that they would all be reunited soon. With Junior at ease, Luigi decided to head into the captain's quarters. Bowser stood up and turned to him. The man in green crossed his arms. Ready for the trial? He asked. Sorry, there was a little thing. Absolutely. I want this whole situation to be put to bed. Luigi nodded. This feeling was mutual. They both knew that the longer this charade went on, the more danger they were all in. Bowser had been playing along with Peach's plan for far too long, and it was time to put an end to it before anyone else got hurt. Mutual understanding evident, they collected their things and headed towards the Imperial Palace, determined, like an Undertale, to see this trial through. I'm gonna kill myself. This is gonna be awesome. Once they arrived, a sense of anxiety was evident, even within the usual stern Imperial guards as they led them inside. Once inside, a masked servant approached them and, after a brief intro and explanation, guided them to a room to await the beginning of the trial. Oh, wait, shit, we're here? We're here. Okay. I'm gonna have so many voices. The room was amply furnished with couches and love seats arranged around a table with drinks. Luigi quickly settled into the love seat, of course she did, trying to soothe his rising nervousness. Bowser sat beside him, as you should on the love seat, and helped himself to some of the provided refreshments. The human observed his mannerisms for a moment. He looked at peace with what was about to happen. To some degree, Luigi could understand that. Luigi took a deep breath, trying to calm his racing thoughts. The tension in the room was palpable, despite the luxurious surroundings. He glanced at Bowser again, noting the calm demeanor that contrasted sharply with his anxiety. Bowser's nonchalantness was both comforting and bewildering, but that was the most intriguing and charming part of him. God, this guy is so gay. After a moment of silence, the king rested an arm across the love seat's back. I know that way. I do that shit all the time to Cameron. Luigi felt his face warm up with the imminent gesture. Bowser turned to face him. Al, before we go in there, I want to ask you something. Please. The man in green leaned slightly closer. Yeah, go ahead, he replied. If things go well, would you like to come to the Darklands with me? Oh, he's inviting him to marriage. Awesome. Oh. Luigi froze at the question. Go to the Darklands? With him? The invitation was monumental. It wasn't just about visiting a new place. It was about stepping into Bowser's life, his domain. It meant trust, vulnerability, and perhaps something deeper. Luigi jumped up. But the trial, for once, after a very long time, I feel the stars are on my side, Bowser said. Everything will be alright, so... After dealing with these stuck-ups, I want to show you around my kingdom. I'm gonna kill myself. The human tried not to laugh at his description. After all, it was a serious situation they were in. But Luigi couldn't lie if they found his words endearing. Bowser smirked. Come on. You've done nothing but visit kingdom after kingdom since you landed here from Brooklyn. I'd love to. Luigi quickly and heartfelt response caught Bowser off guard, and, for a moment, the king's confident smirk faltered, replaced by genuine surprise and gratitude. Luigi's laughter and ease seemed to melt the tension that had been building in the room, leaving behind a sense of warmth and connection. Bowser's smirk returned, broader this time, and he stood up, offering his hand to Luigi. Well then, it's settled. Once we get through this trial, we'll head to the Darklands. Together. I need a picture of Bowser with the hand out being like, let's take ibuprofen together. Luigi took Bowser's hand, feeling the warmth and strength in his grip. Yeah, let's get this over with, he said, trying to summon all the courage he had. Suddenly, the doors to the room opened. The masked servant walked inside and announced everything was ready for them. Bowser grabbed his evidence box and cracked his neck. Luigi put his hands in his pockets and followed the servant out. Holy shit, I hope Cranky has a lot of lines. The courtroom bustled with people. Emperor Rourke, sat in the center of the grand table. Princess Daisy to his right, Queen Bee, Chief Cranky, and an unidentified being also sat at the side. I hope it's God. King Boreas and the rest of the delegates sat at his left. Two smaller tables stood before the council, opposite of each other. Watching from balconies above were the nobility of Sarasala and the other witnesses. Mario sat among them. He decided to remain neutral during this ordeal, as he lacked any useful knowledge. Princess Peach and her entourage sat on the left, whispering amongst each other. Kamek and Claudia sat on the right. All eyes turned to Bowser and Luigi as they walked in. The heavy doors of the courtroom closed as behind Bowser and Luigi with a resounding thud, silencing the whispers and drawing every gaze towards the center of the room. Bowser
Every gay?
Every gay? Did I say gay by accident?
No. I'm just poking.
Damn. Okay, good. I was like, damn. Did I really just say every gay looked at them? Bowser's imposing figure contrasted sharply with Luigi's more reserved demeanor. Yet there was a shared determination, like an Undertale, in their strides. Emperor Rior cleared his throat, his voice carrying authority as he addressed the assembly. Let the proceedings commence. King Bowser, you stood accused by the Allied Council of orchestrating the assassination of King Agrius and Queen Seraphina Toadstool. I didn't say any of those words right, it's fine. A collective gasp rippled through the courtroom at the gravity of the accusation. Whispers and murmurs spread throughout the space, and the council members looked at each other. The new member of the council raised a clawed hand. A diamond ring was visible. Who is this? Wait a minute, is this fucking King K. Rool? I swear, Joline.
What do you mean?
Well, I read clawed hand and a diamond. That's the only motherfucker I know who is accessorized as fuck is King K. Rool. It probably is. That's why he's not showing his face here. Forgetting the interruption, Reorc darling, a smooth voice said. But if King Bowser stands accused of such a thing, why is this the first time it has been publicly revealed? King Reorc intertwined his hands. I understand your confusion. Oh, Burdette. I don't know who that is. I don't know a lot of Mario lore.
I think it's like the Yoshi's, like Birdo, Burdette, you know.
Oh. Wait, is that how you spell Burdette? Am I stupid?
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Don't ask me. I genuinely have no clue.
Hold on. Burdette, Mario. Yeah, that's Burdette. That's Birdo. I feel so stupid. Okay. Now the diamond makes sense. I really thought that shit was King K. Rool, man.
I was like, King K. Rool, they beat the shit out of that man. That dude's in prison.
Yeah, good point. That's why I was like questioning. I'm like, I was like, how the fuck? I'm like, but that's the only guy I know that is.
They ain't like gonna let that man on the council.
I was like, damn, he redeemed himself fast. It would all be clear in a moment. The trial consists of 2 parts. We'll address King Bowser's I know this word. Alleged. Alleged crimes. After that, we will uncover why this information was withheld from us. He shot Peach a pointed look. The princess's face may be covered with a veil, but the clenching of her fist showed what she was feeling. Princess Peach's voice trembled as she stepped forward, her veil fluttering slightly. Your Majesty, she began, her voice locked with Emperor Reorc. I believe that the first matter should be resolved before we proceed with the second. King Bowser's alleged crimes have already caused enough turmoil. If we are to find justice, we have to do so without delay. The room fell silent as everyone awaited Reorc's response. The fact that she wasn't even addressing the previous comment was telling. The Emperor's eyes narrowed as he responded. Very well, let us hear the prosecution's statement. Princess Peach returned to her side as Toadsworth took her place. He adjusted his glasses before facing the court. Your Imperial Majesty, 10 years ago, a most grave crime was committed in the Mushroom Kingdom. Under the guise of diplomacy, King Bowser led his consort as an assassin. Toadsworth's voice grew more resolute as he continued.
There you go.
The crime occurred in the ruler's private quarters during guard rotation. That night, a maid went to check on them and discovered the gruesome sight. King Agris and Queen Severina were found dead in their chambers, their throats slit. The guards apprehended Bowser's consort, who proudly proclaimed she committed the crime in his honor. The elderly Toad stopped, allowing his words to sink in. The nobles whispered amongst themselves. Many turned to Bowser with glares. His eyes flashed with anger as he moved to stand up. However, his mother rested a hand on his shoulder. The prosecution was still speaking, and any outburst would be seen as an admission of guilt, so the king followed her advice. Princess Peach stood up and raised an aged piece of paper. Oh yeah, that's her, okay. In addition to the fuck, I know this word. Confession, we have evidence linking Bowser directly to the crime, as well as a motive. A few weeks before the assassination, her voice wavered for a second before stabilizing. We received letters bearing his royal seal, threatening the Mushroom Kingdom. His consorts also had a written message on her person. Furthermore, some informants reported increasing military action within the Darklands, almost like they were getting ready for war. With that, the prosecution returned to their table. Emperor Rior closed his eyes for a moment, seemingly in thought. Everything did paint the most gruesome sight. From their perspective, Bowser did have a motive and plan. From this evidence alone, it looked like he sent his consorts to eliminate his enemy and was getting ready to invade the kingdom during the turmoil. Rior would be remiss if he didn't admit that he had accepted that version of events, that he never bothered looking further into things. Bowser and his kingdom had been a threat before, so why would he care? But Rior recalled his claims of innocence during his battle against Daisy. How could he refuse to fight her? Oh, how he refused to fight her. Emperor Rior opened his eyes, a glint of stealing resolve in them as he addressed the assembly. The evidence presented is substantial, he began, his voice carrying through the courtroom. However, we must also consider the other's perspective. King Bowser, you may now present your defense. To his surprise, Claudius stood up. It would seem no one expected the Queen Mother to speak. Furthermore, they have never seen her before. Claudia's presence commanded immediate attention. Her regal bearing and the aura of authority she exuded silenced the room. She stepped forward, her gaze sweeping across the assembly before settling on Emperor Rior. Your Majesty, estimated members of the court. Oh, esteemed. God damn it. She began, her voice clear and strong. I am Claudia Koopa, mother of King Bowser. I understand the gravity of the accusations against my son, and I implore you to listen to our side with an open mind. The Emperor nodded. Proceed with your testimony, Queen Mother. Allow me a moment to explain some family history, she said. My father, King Naruhito, was the first Koopa king to desire peace. He ceased all plans of invasion and pulled troops from bordering territories. Sadly, in his lifetime, the other rulers were too frightened to even consider his plans for peace. In the center of the room appeared figures of light. Kamek waved his hands around, twisting the light to create the forms of King Naruhito.
You literally got it.
Yeah, Naruhito. Naruhito, I did it. And the path still is soul rulers. The puppets acted out her words. Naruhito approached the toadstools, extending his hand. However, the rulers turned away with fear. With that, the scene disappeared, and Claudia spoke once again. Once it became my time to rule, I successfully convinced the rulers at the time to begin diplomatic discussions. Yeah. At the time, however, a faction of insurgents?
Woo!
Yay!
I'm proud of you, Cookie.
Joined forces in an effort to stop the peace talks. Kamek's illusion shifted once more to match her words. The silhouette of King Agrius and Queen Sepharenia appeared. They cautiously approached Claudia and extended their hand, signifying their acceptance of her proposal. The witnesses of the court watched intently. The atmosphere of the area shifted slightly. Claudia took a deep breath, her gaze unwavering as she continued her testimony. Despite the efforts of these insurgents, we managed to lay the foundations for a lasting peace. The bonds we formed were fragile, but they were the beginning. My son inherited this vision of peace, despite his fearsome reputation. He had always aimed for stability and prosperity of our people. Kamek's illusion shifted again, now depicting a young Bowser training with his advisors, a mix of stern determination and moments of contemplation visible on his face. Emperor Rior casted another gaze to Peach's side of the courtroom before refocusing on Claudia. Queen Mother, you say that your family had started to reform their ways about 2 generations ago. If that is so, why did King Bowser send his consort to assassinate the Mushroom's rulers? He asked. Involuntary growl escaped Claudia. The Queen Mother crossed her arms. My son had never planned such a thing, she responded. From a young age, he also shared the belief that signing a peace treaty with the Mushroom Kingdom would be the best decision for the Darklands. However, the rebellious faction did not share his sentiment. They wanted to cling to violent traditions, foolishly believing it brought honor and protection. Then explain to us why his escort, Thino, carried out such orders and even had a written demand on her person. What'd you say? Sorry.
No, I just hate that.
I hate that fucking bitch. I hate that bitch.
I hate that.
It's like a demon possessing me. Claudia turned to her son, who solemnly nodded and stood up. Luigi squeezed his arm before letting him go. The Queen Mother returned her gaze to the Empire. I feel like it will be best for my son to personally explain that. Furthermore, I ask for nothing but respect as he speaks to you. She took her seat. Kamek gently took her hand. They all seemed to brace for what was to come. Bowser stood in the center of the room, silent for a moment before he spoke. His words spilled out, not holding back. The court froze in utter shock as he described the abuse he suffered at the hands of Sino. I hate that bitch.
Oh, I'd kill her with my own bare hands.
She's not even real and I hate her.
I would have cut off her hands and strangled her with them.
His consort. He described how Thina was revealed to be the daughter of the rebels' leader, how she used her intellect as a means of deception, even going as far as to help further the peace treaty talks before taking a dark and dramatic turn. And some gruesome and all, how Thina used her pregnancy as a shield to plan the assassination of the Mushroom Kingdom's ruler and successfully stop the diplomatic discussions. The court was plunged into a stunned silence as Bowser's word echoed throughout the hall. The relation was beyond their wildest imaginations. Every detail a sharp dagger of betrayal that cut through the air. Bowser's shoulders sagged with the weight of his confession, but a flicker of relief crossed his face. He looked around the room, seeing a mixture of horror, empathy, and confusion on their faces of the court members. Emperor Rioric visibly gripped his throne. Daisy had stood up in shock. On the prosecution side, both Princess Peach and Toadsworth were frozen in shock. It was clear that no one expected such a revelation. The preceding ruler stood up. We shall have a 20-minute recess, he declared, to give King Bowser and his defense team a chance to collect themselves. That was nice. They didn't have to do that. Oh shit, word.
Dude, I love Roark. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Yo, Daisy, you looking for a stepmom?
What?
No, you heard me.
Why didn't you understand? It took me a minute to register. I'm like, what do you mean? You would. Doors sealed behind them, offering respite from the court's unyielding gaze. Bowser inhaled deeply, then exhaled, feeling his steel taunt muscles relax. His mother wrapped her arm around him and hugged him tightly. Luigi and Kamek stood nearby, offering comfort with their presence. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you went through that, his mother whispered. Bowser tightened his grip. It wasn't your fault, he said. She managed to trick everyone, even you. Claudia gently let go of him. Her expression was dubious, like she didn't believe his words. But he meant them. If his mother somewhat knew about Dino's true background, she would have never arranged a marriage between them. As the echoes of their conversation settled in the quiet chamber, Bowser glanced at Luigi and Kamek, silently acknowledging their support. Despite the weight of recent revelations, there was a rare moment of solace in being surrounded by those who truly cared for him. After gathering themselves, they set out to prepare what was to come. The prosecution would certainly try and discredit his testimony, all to enforce their vision of the truth. Thankfully, Bowser had documents to support his claims. Kamek would serve as a witness if they pushed the matter. If they tried to claim Bowser was nothing but a villain, Luigi was there to prove the doubters wrong. I think it's time, Kamek suggested softly, breaking the stillness. Bowser nodded solemnly, steeling himself for what needed to be done. With Luigi by his side, they stepped forward to face the council once more. The court waited outside, oblivious to the tumult within. Tumult? It's tumult, isn't
Tumultuous?
it? I think it's just
Hold
tumult.
on. I got lost.
Tumult. Tumult.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Fuck yeah. The recess was over. Everyone took their original seats, solemn expressions on their face. Toadsworth anxiously shifted his papers. Meanwhile, the princess looked down. Emperor Riork stood in front of his throne. The prosecution has given their statements. They revealed the true cause of death to the Mushroom Kingdom's rulers, he stated. However, the defense has also revealed a much greater scheme at hand. It took a moment to sit back down and then gestured to Princess Daisy. She stood up, a piece of paper in her hand. King Bowser, let it be known that this is strictly protocol, and in no way, shape, or form is this an attempt to cause you distress, she said. But please share with the court an explanation of how Dino escaped the Darklands. Black smoke spilled from his nostrils, out of anxiety rather than anger. I understand, Princess, he replied. I was out on the battlefield when I was informed that she had given birth. I returned to my fortress and, once she recovered, confronted her of her crimes against me and my staff. Oh wait, this is... Okay, I didn't read this right. I thought that was fucking Peach. I'm sorry. Daisy raised an eyebrow. Well, I thought that was Peach speaking at the beginning. I'm stupid. Daisy raised an eyebrow. How did you find out she was a rebel leader's daughter? She asked. After she was exiled, we launched a full investigation, Bowser replied. We found out she had stolen seals and sent letters using those very seals, which is why Toadstool stopped talking to me. We also found private letters in her room between her and her father. Her identity was further backed by spies we found within our ranks. The council members whispered amongst themselves. Peach stood from her seat. Are you claiming these letters we have are false? She asked. Bowser turned to her. I am, he sternly replied. One of our measures of security is a special enchantment on the wax used to seal the letters. They can only be melted with the owner's low flame. Show us, please, the Emperor demanded. Kamek walked over to Bowser and raised a mock letter. A large red and black seal with the king's I don't know this word.
Insignia?
Insignia was visibly sealed on it. Kamek raised a lit candle to it. No matter how close he put the flame, the wax retained its shape. Sorry, I need a fucking drink of water. I've been reading for a while. The king took the letter and blew a small flame on it, which before raising it to the council. The box visibly melted and ran down the parchment. The wave of whispers and murmurs echoed throughout the space. Emperor York narrowed his eyes. Princess Daisy turns to the prosecution. Toadsworth, please provide the king with the assassination order. She ordered. Toadsworth gave her a flabbergasted look. Your Highness, I must object. How do we know this is an attempt to destroy evidence against him? This is a security measure that we've used for generations, Claudia added. If I had my seal in wax, the same thing would occur. A convenient ruse, an advisor murmured. I can't. The Crown Princess has issued you an order, Toadsworth, the Emperor snapped. She wasn't asking. The elderly advisor flinched at his tone. Princess Daisy put her papers down and leaned against the desk. This is to confirm whether Bowser truly gave out these orders. Give him the letter. Toadsworth begrudgingly handed the order. Princess Peach visibly gripped her skirts, her expression unreadable. Kamek raised his wand and pulled the letter from his grasp. Ignoring the old blood that stained the parchment, he raised it towards Bowser. The hero repeated this earlier movements, gasp broke out as the wax remained the same. The letter was in fact forged. Bowser put the letter down. She stole my seals, but couldn't do the same for the enchanted wax. He replied. Furthermore, she knew no one would cast the letter into question, as no one outside my courts knew about this. Daisy sat back down and stelped her hands. She looked at her father. The two seemingly had a conversation between themselves before she refocused on Bowser. You said earlier that you exiled Theno to the more dangerous areas of the Darklands. If so, how did she survive and make it to the Mushroom Kingdom? She asked. A throat cleared caught their surprise. Chief Cranky raised a hand. Yay! Causing all eyes
Cranky,
to turn
let's
on
go!
him. It's my boy! He leaned forward in his seat. I may be able to explain that, he replied. Peach blinked. I'm sorry, is this allowed? She asked. Depends.
Of course she's gonna ask.
Emperor York said, Chief Cranky, please continue. Aw, fuck yeah. Cracks knuckles. The Kong shot Peach a smug look before taking things seriously. He gestured to Bowser. The Koopa King previously stated he was under attack by the Kremlin crew, he said. The Kremlins are a common enemy in my kingdom. We had successfully defeated them 10 years ago and managed to get them to lead the
Why
Kong
do you
country.
sound like watered down Bernie Sanders?
When I was doing it, I was like, fuck, I kind of sound like a shitty, Trump impression, but I'm so glad I went to Bernie Sanders.
No, and then your Peach is starting to sound like, what's her
Smoothie.
name? That bitch, yeah, that hoe.
I know, I always had that voice for Peach when I played the Mario games, and I was just like, let me give that to Smoogie, and then now it's just tainted forever.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, they had their eyes set on another Darklands instead. How'd you come to learn this information? Toadsworth asked. And what relevance does it hold? It's relevant because it's how Theno managed to survive, Cranky snapped. Both her and King K. Rool were defeated by Bowser and had to flee. The two formed a temporary alliance. Theno could help with the Kremlin's investigation, navigate throughout the Darklands. In exchange, it would keep her safe and provide her transportation whether she needed to go. Meet in the Mushroom Kingdom. The chief's words heavily weighed on the council's members. It pretty much confirmed the truth about the situation. How Theno even got to the Mushroom Kingdom in the first place. Everything had been laid bare for them all to see. Toadsworth gripped his cane. Emperor, you're going to allow this testimony in the court? He asked. Yes, because it verified everything. Emperor Reork replied. Why? Do you have anything else to present? He asked. Chief Cranky's testimony has credibility. However, King Bowser's credibility is dubious at best, Toadsworth stated. Let us not forget that he stole the Power Stars of the Seven Kingdoms, and rather than coming forward with at least suspicions of Theno's schemes. He let them go for years. A large bang echoed through the space. Luigi stood up quickly. Oh, damn. Okay, damn. You messed with his boyfriend.
Yeah, defend your man, Luigi!
Defend your man! Here, scraped across the ground. Are you expecting Bowser to immediately go to the council after everything Theno put him through? The kingdom's queen had just been revealed as a spy, an abuser. She threatened her newborn child. Furthermore, she had to handle an unstable kingdom and undertake his new responsibilities as a father at the same time. Then why not come forward once things stabilize? Peach spoke out. Because it never did. Luigi spoke. Voice trembled with emotion. Do you really think things ever stabilized for Bowser? Every day was a battle, not just for his kingdom, but for his own peace of mind. We can't ignore the constant threats he faced, not only from external enemies, but also from those within his ranks, manipulated by Theno. The council's chambers fell silent as Luigi's words hung in the air. Toadsworth, taken aback by Luigi's passionate defense, tightened his grip on his cane. Emperor Riork looked thoughtful. His nublets tapped rhythmically on the armrests of his throne. However, he did not intervene. Peach's hand reached for something on the table, a leather-bound journal. Luigi recognized it and narrowed his eyes at her, daring her to pull that card. Peach's nublets hesitated on the journal's cover as she looked up to meet Luigi's fierce gaze. Toadsworth seemed to be arguing still, but Luigi was not interested in that, reducing the old man's voice to nothing but a meaningless drone. He glared at the princess with a mix of anger, but also pleading for her silence. She had already destroyed her character enough. There was no point in just defaming herself any further by bringing his feelings for Bowser in the mix. Oh shit, I can't wait. I can't wait for this whole fucking board to know. Peach's eyes softened as she met Luigi's gaze. The weight of their shared history pressed upon her. She knew the truth, and despite everything, she respected Luigi's loyalty and the depth of his emotions. Her nublets slowly withdrew from the journal as she clapped her hands together on the table. Toadsworth noticed her movements and frowned. He glanced at Peach, who shook her head and moved her hands away from the journal. Toadsworth's voice, raising in volume and urgency, suddenly spoke through Luigi's focus. "This is preposterous!" the elderly advisor exclaimed, his face flushed with frustration. "We cannot ignore the evidence, and the countless lives are affected by his decision." Emperor Riork raised his hand, silencing Toadsworth. "Enough," he said, calmly, his voice carrying the authority of his position. "King Bowser was already tried for his crimes of stealing the Power Stars, and the damage he's already caused to the kingdoms. This trial has to do with the alleged involvement of the assassinations that occurred in the Mushroom Kingdom." It wasn't challenging to see that Toadsworth was grasping at straws. Peach wasn't offering any more statements. Emperor Riork took a moment to adjust his crown. He turned to the other left side of the council, who all shook their heads and sighed. Then he turned to the other side. Queen Bean looked mortified. Bernadette was positioned to the side of her seat, seemingly trying to compose, evident from the mascara running down her face. Emperor Riork took a deep breath, the weight of the moment pressing heavily upon him. "The allegations are grave, and the evidence, though circumstantial, cannot be ignored," he said, his gaze sweeping over the council members. "However, the defense has provided ample evidence to disprove them." Toadsworth, still visibly upset, opened his mouth to speak, but a sharp look from Riork silenced him once more. "We'll proceed with caution," Riork continued. "Luigi, you have spoken passionately on Bowser's behalf. Do you have any further evidence or witnesses to support your claims of his innocence to these assassinations?" Luigi took a step forward, his heart pounding. "Your Majesty, I have gotten to know Bowser for almost a year," he replied. "The king has taken accountability for his past actions and is doing everything he can to do better." Emperor Riork nodded, urging Luigi to continue. "Go on," he said, his voice steady but inquisitive. Luigi took a deep breath, his eyes scanning the council chamber. "I've witnessed Bowser's transformation firsthand. He's not the same person he once was. He's been working tirelessly to aid in the reconstruction of the other kingdoms, offering resources and even his own labor. He showed genuine remorse for his past actions. Additionally, his son means everything to him, It's one of the many reasons he's reforming. Bowser doesn't want to be a bad example to him, or do anything that could affect his future. Sounds of agreement rang out through the courtroom. Bowser glanced...
We love a good father.
Yeah, I know. Bowser glanced at Luigi, a small smile across his face, as before he covered it up. York raised his hand. I've heard enough, he said. We shall take one final break to discuss the matter of King Bowser's verdict. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, the group sat in the waiting room quietly. Luigi was unsure of how to feel. If it looked like the Emperor was convinced, but he couldn't stop and wonder if it was all an act. Did he convince him? Luigi was very little experienced when it comes to the world's laws, so he wasn't sure if he acted accordingly. A heavy hand rested on his back. Bowser brought him closer. Everything's going surprisingly well, he said. A lot of things are making sense. How so? The king let go. Oh, let go of him? Oh no! And then sat down. Luigi followed him and sat down, his arms crossed. Bowser scratched his head. Now, I know why Peach's parents stopped communicating with me. Dino had sent them threats, and since they had my seal on them, they believed them. They probably considered the peace talks were nothing more than a way of gaining their trust. Oh, Claudia chimed in. It also didn't help that the rebels were attacking, leading a more prominent presence of troops in the kingdom. Luigi perked up at that. I just remembered something, he gasped. Peach was under the impression Bowser was been ruling for 30 years. The other kingdoms also seem to believe that. Plus, they tried to send spies to Darklands, but deemed it too dangerous. Claudia drummed her claws on the armrest. They most likely added in events that happened during my rule, she responded. We'll clear that up once we return to the courtroom. Luigi sat down and sighed. He wants this day to be over. Bowser nodded in agreement. Exactly. We'll clear all this up in court. Once things sorted, we can focus on moving forward. The human glanced around the room, taking in the tension that was still hung in the air despite the progress they made. Luigi was still scared of what the Emperor was going to decide. After all, they had been at odds for so long. However, their testimonies and explanations had been honest and thorough. Emperor York and the other council members were reading through their documents right now and just further backing their claims. And then there was the fact that the threatening letters and assassination letters were fabricated. Hopefully, once they analyze the writing, they'll notice the difference. Fuck. Sorry. and armed with the fact that those seals can only be melted by a Koopa's flame, they will believe the notion that Thanos tried to implicate Bowser into the assassinations, but all they could do right now was wait. This trial was far from over. They needed to figure out why Peach hid this information in the first place. Something Luigi feels will take some serious level of interrogation. Nevertheless, he was going to stand by his kingdom's side. Joline. Joline, I swear if we read this next time and something bad happens in this courtroom, I'm gonna cry.
I guess we'll never know.
What do you mean we'll never know? We'll know eventually, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course. You just gotta let it land the wheel.
I hope it lands on the wheel, man. I need this. I need this, Joline. My wheel kind of broken.
What? Your wheel kind of broken? What do you mean? Well, make it spin for a minute.
We'll just keep spinning until it lands on Bowluigi and we'll be done. But speaking of wheel, I guess it's wheel time now. Wheel. Alright, I'm hoping for Bowluigi and Bowluigi and
Bowluigi and Bowluigi and Bowluigi.
Perfect. I don't know how long this is gonna spin for.
I think I had it for like 15. I don't think you had it for a full minute. It's gotta be like 30 seconds max.
It didn't save. It's gonna fucking spin for a minute.
It is a full minute. Oh god, those last couple seconds of it spinning always gets me. Like, it's so high tension.
I know. That's how Lego feels whenever we fucking spin.
Hold on, I'm scared. Let me take my glasses off.
Okay. I can't see the results.
They can't affect me if I don't see them.
Exactly. Oh. Please. Please. Please, I need this! Joey, you might have a bad time.
Oh my god, wait, is that say Bowluigi? Oh my god, Bowluigi number 3!
I don't know if that says Bowluigi,
No,
man.
no.
I'm
My
not
friends in the comment
forging.
section, I need you to Photoshop this. Photoshop it. I need
We
Bowluigi, Bowser X Luigi on here.
It's...
That's what it says, right, guys?
No,
right?
I'm sorry.
Yes, that's what it. No, that's what it says, Pookie. You said you wanted it, and there it is.
I
It's
don't
fate.
know if that's how this works.
Yes, it is. It's how I make it work. This is me manifesting.
You need to manifest it before the wheel spins.
No. I'm always if you think I manifest anything other than Bowluigi, then you're wrong.
Hey, just think, we technically have 3 chances of getting Bowluigi, because it's my choice, your choice, and Bowluigi. Because if it lands on my choice, I would pick Bowluigi.
Oh wait, there's actually 4, because if it says sold to a gang leader, then it also means Bowluigi.
Bro, we're almost done with sold to a gang leader.
I can't do it!
Don't you want to find out what happens?
No, I hope she dies, I hope he dies, I hope that damn baby dies.
Not the baby.
The only one I'm cool with is Cole.
Yeah.
Actually, anyone else other than, like, the main 2.
Even AJ is okay.
AJ's fine. Actually, you know who should get shot first?
Who?
Fucking, what's her
Grayson?
name? What's her name? No.
Oh, the main character?
What's her name, the main character?
I don't fucking remember, man.
The main character's dad. None of this would have happened if he hadn't sold her.
Yeah, that bitch. Huh.
He should have just took the hit, you know?
Yeah. Should have fucking got shot instead.
I mean, am I wrong?
You're not wrong. It's really like that thing, like movies and shit. Like something will happen that like makes the entire plot of the movie happen. I'm like, shit. I wonder what would happen if like that first thing didn't happen. Like, where would we be? It's like that. She would be much happier. She would have like maybe a husband that wasn't like sold to her. She would willingly have a baby.
Yeah.
But no. Anyway. Joline, I'm so sorry.
You know, it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be. But it is.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that fic will take us like 30 minutes to read.
What, the terror one?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It took me my entire shift at my accounting job to finish.
What's the word count for that?
I don't fucking remember. It's on Wattpad. I don't.
What's the reading time on that?
I remember like live, not really like live streaming it. It was just like as I was reading it, I was like in the fanfiction chat being like, guys, I'm reading this right now and this is so
gotcha.
epic, and I don't remember when I started that and when I was like, it's done. Absolute cinema. Like, listen, Joline, I told you, I'm scraping the barrel with these terror ones, and this is the best one. Feels like one of the only ones, but it's the best one. But I can't wait. Thank you so much for joining, Joline. Thank you for showing me Bowluigi. It's awesome. But yeah, Joline is awesome and cool, and my Pookie.
Pookie, I miss you. I'm so excited to see you in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or maybe sooner, who knows?
I'll give you your Kaede keychain at some point.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I have the Kurumi one next to me, but I have the Kaede one in the other room.
You know what you should do? You should just carry them both with you on your lanyard, on your keys.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like you're always here with me.
It's like I'm with you until I see you.
Oh my god, till death do us part.
Oh my god.
Anyway, enough with the flirting.
It should have been me.
It should have been me. Damn. Poor cameraman. You, after hearing that I got engaged,
look.
It should have been me.
I mean, why? Just remember, why is that ring blue?
Because I like it blue. Because you influenced it, to be honest.
Yeah, I got it. If I don't got it, I got it.
Yeah.
Even when I don't got it, I got it.
You really be here like, man, you might be with him, but you're thinking about me. Anyway, there's a playlist on screen with all the other Wattpad book companies I've done in the past, including with Joline. The last one uploaded is Vox Part 5 with Lego, so if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. So
yeah, definitely not rigged.
It's not rigged. I have footage.
Of course.
I could never... I wouldn't want to spread misinformation. Who would do that? But anyway, Jolie, you have any final words about Bowluigi?
I love Bowluigi, Bowluigi's life. Bowluigi. Please read Bowluigi, this is beautiful.
Oh my god, yes. Alright, my name is Phoenix, that was Jolie, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!